All right, we're alive. We're back. We're cooking again. We're making anchovy butter chicken and roast veg, and it's going to be delicious. I've got a lot to do at the start, and then I'm going to be able to relax, I hope. But first of all, I'm doing this Jamie Oliver style. I've already got the oven cranking. My chicken's out. It's room temperature ish. Um, so let's get started. I've got a sweet potato. I've got a courgette or a zucchini, a couple of shallots, some garlic, some herbage. Um, we're going to make a anchovy and garlic butter. How cute is this, though? Look at that. A little whale butter dish. Um, so I've got the oven going as hard as it can go again because I want this chicken cooked quickly. Um, I'll just get the some water boiling, and then we'll get this chicken all slathered in butter and in the oven. So first of all, I'm going to get rid of these for now. Yeah, what am I doing here? Okay, first of all, I'm just going to quarter these shallots. I'm just going to leave them unpeeled, I should say. And they're just going to go on a oven tray. I'll show you that in a second. I'll just clear a bit of room, eh? Um, I'll make it look a little bit of a trivet, I guess you'd call it, um, for the chicken to sit on. Um, just scatter these herbs over all nicely. Sage down. I believe you can just kind of use anything. The place we're staying at, they've got sage and they've got rosemary in the garden, so I just grabbed a handful of that. Thyme would work well. Oregano, just whatever's available to you. Um, so half of this garlic I'm going to put in the butter, and half I'm not even going to peel it actually, I'm just going to chuck it on. Move this back a bit. So that's what my tray looks like. It's basically looks like someone's gone foraging and just scattered it all over. Um, so anyway, I'm going to take this garlic, I'm just going to mince it up a bit. And I believe this recipe does ask for a whole chicken. I just grabbed legs. You can do a whole chicken, whatever. I mean, it's up to you. I actually prefer leg. Mainly because it's cheap. So it's just going to get a little smush. Bit of a chop. Stray piece of shallot in there. Just sprinkle a little bit of salt on it. It's like an abrasive, I guess. I've got a nice little minced garlic paste going on. So that's going on. Then some anchovies. I know you're probably like, oh yuck, anchovies, that's disgusting, but just think of it as just like another little bit of salt. Just a savoury little salty surprise. And it's not like you're going to be like tasting big chunks of it, like it's all kind of getting minced up, really. So that's 4 tablespoons of butter apparently, which let's just say that's 1.5, 2.5. Okay, maybe I'll just get that much. You can always add more. All right, and then this is just going to get mashed up with a fork. Bit of pepper. I don't think it'll need salt because I put salt on the garlic, so it should be pretty good. To be honest, that just on a piece of toast would be delicious. Oh, that is good. That is very good. All right, so just like yesterday, I already salted up all this chicken. I think I did it last night actually, so I had plenty of time for that to get right in there. And so what I'm going to do here is I might just put some on each of them. Get a portion control here. Yeah. Okay. Now this is going to be really disgusting. I'm sorry, but it just is what it is. Okay. Just going to have to be what it is. And if you can, what's quite good is if you get like right under the skin. You see that, like that beautiful little bit of butter under the skin is going to be so delicious. There we go. One. Put some of that in there. Smush that all around. 2. Sorry if I'm a little bit erratic. Just the sooner I get this in, the sooner I can get it out and eat it, and the sooner I can hit stop. It should take. I mean, I've cooked like a whole chicken before in like half an hour, so this shouldn't take that long. Just like cooking it in the oven, like roasting it. You know, like they always say, like you always see recipes like 180 degrees Celsius or 200 Celsius. Just go as hard as your oven can, man. This is pretty disgusting, isn't it? Alright, I'll just clean this off my hands and my board, and then you can see what I've got going on. So lovely. 2.5 chickens died for this meal, just so we're aware of our impact on the world. But I'm sure they lived happy lives. They just had one bad day. I'm going to chuck this in the oven and then move on to the veg. Boom. Be right back. Right, what's the time? 5:35. Yeah, that chicken should be ready about 6. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So my water's boiled back there. I'm just going to give my sweet potato a little shave and a wash. I always hate cutting these because it feels like they cut, but then they also kind of like just break. And you do have to sort of do a bit of put a bit of effort behind it. There we go. About that much. Oop. Done. Sweet potato, happy. Okay, let's go have a look at a pot of boiling water. Woohoo! I'm just going to aggressively throw that in there and make a big mess. And that'll be about 5 minutes or so. Just give my board another clean. Okay. And now the courgette. I'm just going to slice this down the guts. And then I'm going to do this cool little trick. I can't remember where it's not really, I'm sure it's been around for years and years and years, but I just read about it the other day. I did it and it was delicious. So just kind of score on the diagonal and then do this cool little crisscross thing going on. Very, very aesthetic. But what that does is I'm gonna salt all of this, and it's just gonna draw all the moisture out so that when I go to fry it, I'm not like just boiling it or whatever. Like it's frying. It's not steaming. Um, so you just score it. I mean, I don't know if you can see. Like I'm not really going that deep. Maybe 5 mil. Now, I don't like courgette, but this way it's just delicious. And I'm thinking, at the end, I've got a little bit of this left over. I'm thinking that might get smeared on top. So, bit of salt, and then that's it. Just let it sit there for a few minutes. You could try and coax it out a bit more, but that'll do its thing. And the other good thing I find with this is, like, whereas it's cooking upside down, the like it's not just cooking; it's got more surface area, I guess. So like it's actually cooking the inside. The amount of times I've like barbecued courgette or whatever, and I like it's all charred up, but it's like crunchy in the middle, and it's like you want some crunch, but balance, al dente. So cool, that's done. Happy. Sweet potatoes looking good. It's dancing around there. As I like to call it back home, we call it kumara. But we're here on the southwest coast of England, and we use the King's English, and that's a sweet potato. Otherwise, I get deported. All right, that's probably done. Yeah, we don't want this too soft. Again, don't want it to be completely disintegrated like the courgette, but I want it to be cooked. So I'll just take this, dump it off, but I'm going to keep the heat going because it's coming back. And I'll tell you why in a sec. All right, so there's still, like I've obviously drained out as best I can, but there's still a little bit of moisture in there. So I'll just put it back on the heat, and that'll just evaporate the rest of the whatever's in there. And it's also a good opportunity just to put a bit of oil in there. Oh, Jesus. I broke that. Bit of salt, bit of pepper. And it's much easier to shake it around here while I've got high sides rather than on a baking tray, you know? All right, so those are nicely covered in salt, pepper, oil, and they're ready to go in the oven. But what I might do, I've got this tray, I'm a little bit nervous these are going to stick. So what I'm going to do, I might see if there's some baking paper. Yes, there is. Perfect. Not that much. That's how you butcher baking paper. Nailed it. All right, that's that. Get those bad boys out of there. Just spread them out nicely so they're not touching. I do prefer potatoes to sweet potatoes, but I believe these are healthier, so we're doing this. He says that after he coated them in olive oil and absolutely drenched his chicken in butter. But baby steps. All right, again, we're going in the oven, and what I might do is we'll pull that chicken out and see how it's going, eh? All right. Woo! Jesus. That smells incredible. All right. Cool. Done. Now it's courgette time. First, I am just going to clean up that pot because cleaning as you go is the winner. Nothing worse, especially in an open plan kitchen like this one, if we're sitting at the dining table and all I can see is just a whole lot of mess. That'll do. All right. Next up, we're going to cook this courgette. Actually, have a look at this. So, I don't know if you can see, but like, see how it's all like perspired? It's like sweating, like I am. So I'm just going to wipe some of that off. I know, like, yeah, I'm wiping all the salt off, but the salt's penetrated, it's gone in, it's going to be okay. And I can always add more later. In fact, I think you're supposed to salt as you go. So you salt before, you salt during, you salt after, you put your sodium through the roof, you go see your doctor, and then you just ignore what he has to say, but that's okay. All right. So, a little bit of olive oil, teaspoonish. We'll just spread that around. I'll go maybe medium-ish. And then we're just going to go cut side down for a little bit. They'll crisp up, they'll go lovely. Flip them over, and we'll get a good look at them. We're just a little bit too Slightly too long. The other thing I like is the smaller courgettes. One, because they fit in just a regular size pan. In fact, I think I like to keep that little nub on there, but because it looks cool. But better just make sure. Yeah, that's better. We've got a nice contact there. All right. Here we have another scenario where I need to kill like 10 minutes. But you know what? This is actually perfect because while everything's cooking and doing its own thing, it gives you a good opportunity to just clean up, get rid of all of this, get your plates out, get your cutlery out, set the table. Um, yeah, what was that thing? And as it lessons in chemistry, you take the 5 minutes just for yourself. I'm basically blasting in this scenario. So you see there what as it's cooking, all the steam is going in those cracks and it's cooking from the inside as well. So we've got multi dimensions happening. You know, it'd be terrible. So there's a right there. You can see it. That is a smoke detector. I made steak the other night and I set that off. Really, really hope that does not happen on one of my videos. It'd be quite embarrassing. All right, let's flip these bad boys. See what they look like, eh? more. That is hot. That chicken looks really, really good. Really, really good. Isn't that beautiful? This looks nice. And just because this meal wasn't unhealthy enough as it is, see, this is how you get children to eat vegetables. You make it ridiculously delicious. I mean, it won't really help health-wise, but oh my god, that is so excessive. It's so excessive, and I love it. Oh, fuck! What did I say? Okay. Whoops. So the nice little 5 minutes that you take to yourself sometimes. Sometimes it just doesn't um, go your way, you know. But it's just what happens when you're cooking live. Okay, these things happen. All right. But how good do those look? Beautiful. All right, let's pull this chicken out and probably set off the smoke alarm again, but it's okay because the smoke alarm is now outside where it can't hurt you. All right, somewhat successful. Um, there's our sweet potato. I probably would cook it a little bit more, but it looks pretty good. So we'll start with a bit of that on the plates. Probably turn that off now. Just go for a piece of chicken here. And a lovely piece of courgette. And there we have it. Slightly stressful video. The dinner is served. We have roasted sweet potato, a lovely piece of courgette, and anchovy butter chicken. And that looked great. Looks pretty close. Sprinkle a little bit more herbage on top. It's going to look pretty damn professional. All right, guys. Got to get the ventilation issue sorted here. Hopefully, the audio is a little bit better today, but you know, it's amateur, right? It's very amateur. Anyway, have a good night.